Okay, let's get started. Today's weekly town hall meeting for August 2nd, 2022. Happy Tuesday. Today's agenda is projects and development updates, documentation updates, marketing updates, collaborations, and Q&A. Bobinson, can you please start us off with projects and development updates, please?
Thank you. So our updates starts as usual with process improvements, and the first one is the good news about the completion of a long outstanding task. The log aggregation tool, the log aggregation system has been completed, and great thanks to Riley for taking this up. So we have attempted to use Elk, but since it turned out to be too bulky, we have went ahead and selected Grafana based system. So we have a low-key based log aggregation system. I've also included a screenshot to give an idea about what we are able to do with this. Blockchain updates. So on the blockchain side, the major update is that we are actively working on the Ethereum Suns implementation. So there are two things happening. One is Ethereum smart contract development and test cases around it. That's one activity, and listener and other things on the Peerplay side. So this is in active development. We also have some design and design documentations available for the Ethereum Suns. We are also keeping an eye on the upcoming Hive hard fork. It looks like currently we are safe and the Hive Suns will work without issues against the upcoming hard fork, but we are still continuously investigating this. In addition to this, we also have QA identifying various bugs or issues and verification that is also in progress. So in general, we're making a lot of progress, and we are inching close to the Ethereum Suns general availability as well. So here is our current burn up and burned out charts. These are monthly milestones. The next item is the Dex UI, where the production release remains the same. We're waiting for the Whale Vault integration to be thoroughly tested. There were a handful of small bugs and other issues which was getting ironed out. So once that is done, mostly we have the current QA version, which is 0.711 released to the production. Okay, this is our ongoing progress. So over the last week, we have verified around 15 bugs, which also include some of these whale vault related items which I mentioned. And there are 17 more items in the current QA release to be verified. Once that is done, I will have a release with whale vault in production. Next, so here the primary focus is the alignment of our design and implementation as well as the functional specs. Once this is completed, we will also have a resource allocation and other metrics done. So that's major progress in addition to, and along with this alignment, we are also fixing disparities between, let's say, design and the current implementation and other things. We are also making a list of all these changes that might be required. And in the coming weeks, once we have the data available, we'll be having a resource allocation plan and clear delivery deadlines also published. In the meantime, our current QA deployment is available also. Yeah, the current deployment is available. And another one is the Block Explorer. So since the Community Explorer has stopped working, we are trying to make our Block Explorer live. This had various nuisances like the DB sync of the blockchain or the streaming from the blockchain to the DB. This had issues. And in addition to that, there were numerous UA bugs. And currently, we are addressing an issue with the pagination. So once that is done, hopefully by next week, we will deploy the Block Explorer to the production site, which is peerplays.network. Trade Hands, the NFT component project, done few new features like header navigation and display of NFTs as a card, etc. And the deployment is available here. So this is our ongoing progress. So this project, when we started off, we were under the impression that we will just manage to do a deployment, have the documentation and move on. But we're finding it difficult to get the deployment working properly. So we have now decided to spend some more time on this, and we are ironing out some disparities in the functional specs and the scope. Will be And currently, the activities are mostly around fixing few bugs, and we are also exploring whether there are changes required to Peerplays.js library, and there were a few vulnerabilities, quite a few vulnerabilities in the Node.js packages. So we are addressing all those things while we were working on the requirements. On the Python side, we are continuing to bring in the Sun functionality, and that's in progress. Coast Potato, yeah, generally the Bookie and associated projects. So the only focus is the documentation and CA related tasks, which is required for reproducible packaging. Once that is done, this will be ready for prime time. So that's all from the development team. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Robinson. Sean, can you start us off with documentation updates, please?
Yes, thank you. Hello, everybody. So, in terms of documentation, right now we are focusing the community docs portal and the infrastructure docs portal. Our efforts are well underway for cleanup and restructure. So, that's looking good so far. Other than that, I have two more functional specs to write for the next project, and that should be it for functional specs. Then I will move back onto the NFT project for more functional specs. So, that is my documentation update. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Sala, can you please start us off with marketing updates?
Thank you, Katie. Good morning, everyone. In terms of marketing updates, the SWOT analysis project is done and delivered to everyone in the team. In terms of strategic planning, the proposal has been discussed and we're starting to start the execution of the tasks in terms of social media KPIs and all channels in order to get to the next level for engagement across all channels for Peerplays. In terms of tutorial videos, it's done. We're just working on collaboration with the development team to get all the videos on the documentation side. In terms of the articles for the products, so we're working on for each product done in terms of demo and in terms of details with the content team in order to put it on peerplays.com. And for the Express NFT video, the draft is done, getting the feedback and comment from everyone so we can make the final version and share it with everyone in the team. For the performance side, so we worked on initial product funnel performance for Peerplays in terms of the funnel, top of the funnel, the middle of the funnel, and the bottom. So in the top of the funnel, it's mainly the homepage and the key page, like the blog articles that bring traffic directly. And middle funnels are mainly the witnesses, how to be witnesses, and all around the get the conversion, the final one. And the bottom is around the witnesses. We're still working on developing it, but so far for this last 5 months, we have been in the top funnel good traffic, but as going down to the conversion goals, we have been very low conversion. We'll be working on getting the KPIs and the metrics on place in order to measure and take actionable items from it in for the product team and also for the marketing team. In terms of last week, we started sending emails for the town hall updates in order to keep the community up to date for all the updates in terms of development team, marketing team, collaboration, etc. So we're starting sending the email. There is a good open rate and a lot of clicks to the Rocket Chat and also the articles and the decks as well. For the social media performance for the last week, we're starting getting good positive growth. Some social media still going down in terms of engagement, but mostly we're starting working. We will start this week working on the new strategic plan and automation plus new content ideas in order to get to next level for all our social media. And this is the summary for the marketing and performance. Thank you.
Thank you, Sala. Jonathan, collaboration update, please.
Thank you very much. So this collaboration update for this past week. So in the gaming sector with the Gaming Benefits Corp, we've had another follow-up call. Got informed about attending some conferences where they had some successful feedback, and they also are making strides towards getting their games up and running soon. So hoping to see some interesting movement on that soon. Other than that, it was basically just an update on how things are progressing. With the community, Avalon Metal Labs, we've continued to work on our deployment with the SSO. We have a kickoff meeting tomorrow, actually, to go over that. This past week, there's been configurations being done to prepare it so that we can start utilizing that with Peerplays. So that's going well. Sporting events. So this is new. we were introduced to an artist who creates a special type of sports art, which is licensed for the NHL. He's quite talented, has decades of experience, has both originals, prints, all kinds of various art within the sporting field. While he focuses mainly on NHL, he does go across the board with others as well. A lot of his art, some of his art actually has been signed by very players who he's transposed into his art. And so it's quite exciting in terms of the NFTs that would be coming from this and where they would apply, whether it be into some type of gallery as collectible or potentially working with ticketing events or other applications within the sporting world. This is something that is just starting to be explored with this collaboration. So we are just in the beginning phases of this now and are putting together what we consider an effective strategic approach to what he's looking to accomplish using NFTs. So that's in development. I'm sure you'll hear more about that in the future. And in esports, payment and events management. So this is a project, another collaboration with somebody who we've talked about in the past in relation to payment and event management for esports that take place in North Carolina at the moment. And they're looking to develop this out further with Peerplays. So we did have further conversations exploring what they're looking to do, going to work on this further to finalize next steps because we've been back and forth with them for some time now, want to carry it forward. These are the primary collaborations that happened over the past week.
Thank you very much. Questions, comments, thoughts, Q&A. Okay, and there was no new questions that came in from the community. So that ends today's town hall meeting, August 2nd, 2022. Thank you everybody for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Thanks everybody.